Hello everyone and welcome to today's stream with me, T33kanne, and today we have something very special. It's not the same procedure as every Tuesday, it's a little bit different today. We have, as a guest, Mr. Bam.
Hello.
Yes, it's great. We got him, boys. We have him here. we have him for ourselves today.
This is not a weekly thing. I am
I
still
know.
very much reserved on the Friday streams, but I mean, hey, I'm more than happy to join when I can for our Tuesday streams as well.
It's really great. It's really great to have you here.
Thank you.
Yeah, like get the info now. All right, strap him down. So we have three things today that we want to talk about and look at it. The first thing, and probably the most biggest topic that we have, is Artillery 2.0.
Yes.
How it looks right now, how it is compared to the previous update. We have some data that we will be able to share with you. I got that from Bam himself today, so thanks to him, we can look at it. Then we are going to take a look at the community map. Play probably a couple of battles on it, because I want to get also Bam's impression on, first design, what kind of were the challenges, what were the intentions of the map design. Then we're gonna look at Airfield. Gonna play a couple of battles as well. And after, let's say, the half of the stream, Bam will have to leave us because he has important stuff to do. But yeah, I would just give you the stage. I will probably redirect a couple of questions from Twitch chat to you if I see some interesting questions.
Okay.
So let's just, I just give you the stage and you tell me what data I should show.
Sure thing. Yeah, I think I'll first state that, and we've made this kind of clear in the past, and I just want to make sure that players are aware. And we are very much aware that with the latest changes we've made with RD2.0 in the Allegiance season, I know it's very divisive. A lot of players felt a little bit like, whoa, what's going on? It's very different. RDs are firing more often. They have higher health pools. And then, we also brought back, of course, the 3 RD per team limit changes. And I want to stress, like we've mentioned this before, we are treating during the Allegiance season all the RD 2.0 updates as a test bed. We need to collect enough data to know that we are informed on a correct and good decision direction as we move forward with RD 2.0. To that end, RD is not going away. I know that's also some things that players have asked, like, just get rid of RD, fix. That will never be the case.
Yeah.
So the efforts that we are trying to apply here with RD2.0 is finding the fair compromise that will make players, the non-RD players, a little less prone to, being one shot in a match. And the RD players still enjoy their class as they always have in some meaningful way.
Yeah, everybody's supposed to have fun,
Everybody's going to have fun. And admittingly, I don't consider myself an artillery player. Like, I'm sure there are players out there that are exclusive. Like, this is the class that speaks to them. This is how they find enjoyment and fun in the game. Myself, I enjoy artillery. It's probably maybe 10, 15% of my total gameplay, but mediums and heavies are more so my go-to. So I still want to have an enjoyable experience even when I want to jump into arty and just change up the game a little bit in terms of how I experience it.
May I ask you one question regarding the duration that we had in the Awakened season, where the artillery was limited per team? What kind of data got we from it that a player might not see? Like, what was interesting for us as a player to see in the matchmaking that we see based on our data? Or what were our challenges when we found out that this was an unintentional thing that happened?
Right. And I do apologize. I don't have data to present,
showcase. Yeah.
But I can talk about that a little bit. So, as many players know, at the launch of our Awakened season, that's the last season, during the October and November timeframe, we strictly had the matchmaker set up that at any particular game will have a maximum of one artillery tank vehicle per team. Regardless, like there was no way possible to have 2 or 3 in there. And it's worth pointing out that 3 has always been the limit even prior to that. So that is something that we restored as we moved into the Allegiance season. Anyway, so we did note that player sentiment was more or less at an all-time high. And I think that's words that you had shared with me, Christian.
Yeah.
And we understand that, well, okay, this is very interesting. And we decided to keep that on longer than intended because it was actually showing positive feedback and results from the players. Over time, we asked our senior server engineer to deep dive into the data, see the general health of the matchmaker, and what's the impact of the player base. Like, what is happening to the RD players that are still waiting in queue. And you, the players, have also acknowledged this, that you've seen populations in the queue of upwards of the thousands, and like wondering, whoa, what's going on here? So one of the initial challenges that we found is artillery players were sitting in much longer queue times. And to most players, maybe this isn't impacting you and you think, oh, that's okay. It's okay to wait an extra maybe minute to 2 minutes. We do have certain soft fail configurations in our matchmaker that after you've waited in queue for like 1 minute, that we start to try to push the player into a match that is more populated with AI bots rather than players. And what we found was happening is a lot of our extra artillery players that were waiting in queue, again, only one at a time can be pulled into separate matches. So everyone else is just kind of getting backed up. And then we would try to dump them into other matches that were more or less populated mostly with bots.
Yeah.
And that did also pull non-artillery players as well. And regardless to say, it is not an ideal kind of gameplay and situation to be in as a player. If you want to go and fight against bots, that is more or less the reason why we have the co-op mode.
Exactly. So
we always... Oh, go ahead.
No, please. I don't...
We always want to make sure we deliver a optimal experience, whether you're playing artillery or any other tank. And so it would not be fair to say, well, artillery, you guys are just going to have to be stuck playing against bots and longer wait times. That is simply not fair.
Yeah.
So we had multiple meetings and conversations in mulling over all this data. And ultimately, that is why we had to come to the decision to roll back this accidental change and why we restored the 3 artillery per team limit.
And now with the Legion season, we had a couple of changes done to artillery. We reduced the alpha damage. Yes, we reduced the alpha damage. We increased the reload. Reduced the reload, made them shoot faster, improved the accuracy, improved the health. And now I would like to take a look at the data, and you can explain a little bit to us what it means. So what we can see in compared to what happened in the Awakened season compared to the Allegiance season. A quick reminder: the data that you see is not the data that we have during the 1 artillery per team time. So we took I think the last 2 weeks of the Awakened season.
Correct.
Yes, so the last 2 weeks of the Awakened season compared to the first 2 weeks of the Allegiance season. All right.
Yes.
So.
So let's start off. If you have the average damage given data.
Yes, I have it open.
Okay, we'll start with this one. And we got a few graphs to share with you guys. And there's much more data that we've also mulled over. But in terms of this stream and in new upcoming streams as well, these were the more or less impactful and more meaningful data in which we extracted some thoughts and direction from. Other data that we could have mulled over, such as like battle counts, win rates, while that might be something interesting to you, the players, that we could show off, there wasn't anything to take away from the data that we have on those, other than it's just kind of on par with expectations. So right now, what we're looking at, TK, correct me if I'm wrong. We are looking at the average damage
Yes,
data
we're
now
looking
on
at
the
the
stream.
average damage. Just one thing I want to say, the top data that you see is the Awakened season. The bottom is the Allegiance season. This is for artillery from tier 8 to tier 10. And the names that you see are basically our dev names that our vehicles have. So don't be confused. Some of them have the same name, or most of them have the same name that you see in game as well. So the Conqueror gun is basically the tier 10 British Conqueror artillery. Just so you have an idea what you're looking at.
Yeah, I'm actually glad you pointed that out because I mean we look at these
Yeah,
names day
I
in and
know.
day out. We're just used to it. And I realized what I didn't realize when I handed you these data sheets
No,
that yeah
I see both things, so that's why I want to make it as a quick note for the players, because sometimes it might be a little bit confusing what the F38 underscore bet underscore Chatillon means, but just that you are
yeah
aware of that. Yeah.
of course. Okay, so let's dive into this. So we are just looking at the top 10 tanks of average damage given within two separate 2-week time frames
Yes.
between Awakened and Allegiance season. And our takeaways here, we were aiming for artillery to maintain their DPM, right? And what we actually found is there is a small dip in average damage as we made our artillery 2.0 updates in the Allegiance season. As you guys can see, we can just look at the Conqueror by example, which was cresting over 2K in average damage and has dipped just under like 140, 130 below that in the Allegiance season. And it kind of follows the same format as we trickle our way down to the rest of the tier 10, tier 9, and tier 8 tanks. I'm sorry, SPGs within that range.
Yeah.
And that also is true for, we wanted to make sure we gave you guys just kind of more digestible data and not the full list of all the tiers. So I picked out just the high tiers for the example and demonstration purposes of what we're discussing here for anything RD2.0.
As a demonstration, we chose this data to basically show you that this test had a visible impact in the data that we collect throughout the board. So that's why I talked to Bam about this before, so we can, think what would be interesting to showcase, and that's where the next one comes in mind. What do you want to see, Bam?
Let us take a look at, how about the total percent damage on tank?
On the damage type, you mean?
The damage types, yes.
All right, I have it open.
Okay, so let me quickly explain what we're looking at here. We are looking at data. Again, this is divided between Awakened and Allegiance. It's all going to be 2 weeks of the same time frames for all the data we are showcasing here. But this is the total percent of damage that artillery players are dealing against other vehicles in any given battle. So, for instance, in the Awakened season, we saw about artillery dealing about 20% damage in battles against tank destroyers, 49% against heavy tanks, light tanks closer to 4.3, medium tanks to 22, and already, the counter battery 3%. Now, why is this important? Because as we look into Allegiance season, with our RD2.0 updates, there is quite a difference happening here. Heavy tanks are now taking much less damage against artillery, less than 10%, in fact. And that is kind of made up. Light tanks are taking an extra 1% bump in extra damage. Medium tanks 4 more percent, and 7 more percent against other artillery tank vehicles. So this was just kind of interesting to see where the damage distribution is being sent based on the changes that we made. Like, how did it actually impact player behavior? There's nothing really to say in terms of is this good or bad. I guess if you are a heavy tank player, you might be happy to know that, okay, I'm taking a little less hits now. And if we were to derive any sort of perhaps reason why, is perhaps artillery players being able to reload and fire quicker and a little bit more accurate. Firing against medium tanks could be more meaningful, and they have a higher chance of destroying the medium tanks than it is to the higher health pool and armor sets of the heavy tanks. Just kind of give a a small takeaway as we look at data like this.
Yeah, I think the priority changed a little bit now that you have the ability to, as you said, reload faster. You don't have to think maybe twice about taking a shot. So that's why you also see like an increase in light tanks being hit or damaged. Also interesting is the artillery increase by itself, because, you know, that is also connected to the increased HP of artillery. So not that you guys are confused, like, why out of a sudden artillery is being 10% out of 3.7, also because artillery got more HP. So now, you know, more hits against artillery means more damage. So yeah, I guess the HP buff was good for a couple of things to take away the heat from heavy tank players. But yeah.
And I mean, this has also been voiced by the players in the community as well, as I've seen in some comments on our socials, that there is much more counter battery play happening than ever before. And there's a lot of reasons for it. Like you kind of mentioned, with the HP pool increase is probably part of why we're seeing a damage increase. But also the increased reload rate and the speed of which players are firing their rounds more means the chance of you being detected by enemy players and by enemy arty. They can see your rounds being fired, not knowing where you are actually at on their view, but that gives them more opportunity to kind of pinpoint your exact location and fire back on you.
Yeah.
Up next, let's take a look at survival rate.
All right. It's up.
Okay. So this one we also wanted to see in terms of, with the HP buffs that we've applied to all arty, is, you know, how drastically are they surviving in matches now? And as you can see, very much the same. We're looking at the top 10 tanks. In Awakened season, we were somewhere between 34% to 38%. I should specify we're looking at percentages here.
Yeah.
So 38% of the time, Conqueror vehicles in the Awakened season would survive the battle. In contrast, in the Allegiance season, the Conqueror has gotten quite a boost, all the way up to 43%. And you can see, even at the bottom, the FV3805 has moved up to 37%, and that's the new minimum survival rate that we see with the HP buffs that we have applied. So just something that we are keeping in mind, that yes, this is clearly obvious data, because of course if you increase their HP, they're going to survive longer. But it's data that we need to make sure we have backed, referenced, and understand that, you know, there is something meaningful we can do about it.
Something would go horribly wrong if we would have the same survival rate if we would increase the HP.
So, I mean, very true. The thing is, if we look at our data, at any of our data points, and even the player community feedback, if there was no change and no feedback and everything was the same, then we are not doing our job.
Yeah.
Because we went very aggressive here, and we aimed to make sure that we moved the needle, that we made sure that something did change. And we have to ask ourselves, was this a good or negative change? That's kind of the decision-making process that we have to come away from a lot of the analysis that we are doing here.
Yeah, that is true.
So along the same lines for survival rate, let's also take a look at the average lifetime. So now we're going to be looking at the SPGs and their actual, in minutes, how long they survive the matches. This is kind of a direct correlation with the survival rates.
Yeah. Yeah, here it's interesting to see that the Butchart is still first place, number one, but that is probably also due to its mobility that it has. Very quick tank. But honestly, it doesn't look like it changed that much in the average lifetime. But is this due to the average duration of battles itself?
Most likely, because our average battles on time frame, and maybe this meta has changed, I haven't checked up on this, but we measure it mostly based on between 4 to 7 minutes is our averages.
Yeah. All right. So here we see a couple of tanks, but overall it stays the same.
Yeah, it is in fact a bump up. It did go up, but not drastically.
Yeah. Now I think we have one interesting thing
We do have
left.
one more, and actually, you brought this to my attention not too long ago, and like, okay, this one is very important and critical.
But we need to
No,
add some
critical, no pun
context.
intended.
Yeah, we need to. I see what you did there. But we need to add some context to it, which also was a little bit food for thought. And after that, I will give you time on to talk a little
Sure.
bit about what we do with this data now, when the community can expect some changes. But let's look at it first. So what is it? What is it, Bam?
So we are now looking at the average track damage. So we wanted to deep dive into the how much more module damage and crew injury artillery are dealing against other tanks into the game. For this demonstration, we're just going to show the track damage because I know this would be the most frustrating to most users of constantly feeling kind of stunned and stuck in place. One of the things that we were curious about when we showed you the earlier slide of the average damage, we noted that the average damage across the board has actually dipped a little bit. And now we kind of see where that extra damage went to. And we can see that the HE rounds that a lot of artillery players are probably applying, or even just the splash damage of their normal rounds, that's being applied into the module damage. And we can see when looking at the Awakened season, the average damage was between 107 and going all the way up to 100, close to 150 for those top 10 tanks. And now the new bottom for the Tiger
Is the old top.
142. The new top for the Conqueror 213 average damage.
So what does this tell us, Bam?
Well, this tells us that players are they're having their modules and their crew injured that much more often, and this directly correlates with a lot of the feedback that, of course, we're hearing, that players are like, man, I'm constantly tracked, I can't move. Having 3 artillery in the teams now, all 3 of them can target me, keep me stunned, and slowly just bleed my health.
Yeah.
As I am stuck in place here.
Yeah, that's basically it. Like from the top concerns, I would say, from the community, we have the HP that the artillery have. There are a lot of people who say that this is a little bit overdone. There is the complaint about the consistent HE damage and the splash damage, and additionally the amounts of artillery. Like I guess if you encounter 3 artilleries in a match, I mean, you saw the Twitch clip from me. You end up in a situation where you ask for help, but there is no help for you, and let's just say that the damage itself and the reload that the artillery have is less of a problem, what we can see from the data. Like the average damage dipped, the survival rate went up a bit, the lifetime went up a bit, the damage type shifted, what we could see, artillery players taking the opportunities to use the shots on other classes besides heavy tanks because the reload has been reduced. But from what I can see, the core issues are, the module damage itself. Are there any plans? What are the plans for the Allegiance season at this stage? What is our takeaway from the data that we can see?
So the major takeaways, and I'm going to caveat this conversation that I'm not going to give any directive of what we will be doing in the near future at this time.
Yes.
Because there's more conversations and got to run this through other stakeholders for a lot of what we have applied for RD20. So I don't want to promise something or tell the players that, oh yeah, we're going to definitely go and pursue this direction. We have all this data, and like I said, we're also gathering our month compare. We are now at the past the 30-day mark that the Allegiance season has been live, and we also want to compare that with another 30-month time frame, just to see how those numbers compare as well. But we are already getting very strong idea of kind of a direction here that's informing our future decisions. In any case, so the big takeaways that we have here, of course, module damage, we're going to have to look into ways to, reduce the amount that could be potentially done to both the crew and the modules against victim tanks. Again, not a promise, but we understand that there is an underlying issue here that we should look into addressing. The HP pools, yes, there's a bump up into the survival rates, and there are players have voiced some concerns about, like, man, I can't take out these artillery now. I'm actually getting shotgunned when I go up close quarter against them and can't actually take them out. We are aware of that. Again, whether or not we change the HP pools, that is debatable. And then, of course, the 3 RD per team limit. What I will say is we are actively looking and will more than likely apply this in the near future of trying to more or less encourage and enforce the matchmaker to force 1 RD per team most of the time. It won't be you will not never see 3 RD per team or 2 RD per team, but we're trying to push it so the matchmaker will work a little bit harder to make it 1 RD per team as the new norm.
All right.
A lot of that will depend on the population sizes, how many people are in queue, and how long some of the artillery players have been waiting in queue. We want to make sure that we get them through and that we don't force them into a soft fail situation and into a match that is more or less populated exclusively with bots.
Yeah, that is always what we try to avoid, and we also try to avoid having any traffic jam situation that we had during the Awakened season, where the matchmaker was up waiting like 700, 800, 900 people. So we always try to keep the matchmaker smooth, but a prioritization for these kind of games to have 1 RT per game, that would be a very, very nice step into the right direction for the players itself. One thing I want to note is to everyone that is watching right now, this is still an ongoing test. So these numbers are more or less still preliminary because these were the first 2 weeks of the Allegiance season. The test will be as a test until the next major update, so beginning of February.
Correct.
And I think, Bam, you said that you might be able to showcase a month of data, if possible, at some point, maybe next week.
Next week is probably more possible.
Yeah.
I'll be honest with everybody that I was aiming to have something presentable by this this Friday's weekly assault. But I want to make sure I have their conversations, and I think next week's going to be more realistic, because then I can not only present the data, but probably also give a clear direction of this is what we are doing with RD2O. But no promises, but we are striving for that.
Yeah. That's good to hear. I just want to add that everybody, please, we are not going to go in any other topic besides what we have today. We will note down these questions for Friday stream. So we will give them to Bam after the stream so he has time to prepare himself. Because this, especially the Marks of Excellence topic, is much more complicated to discuss. All right. So that sounds good to me, that we can discuss maybe the data in 1 or 2 weeks again. Maybe you can showcase this next Friday stream to
For
give
sure.
it. And I'm just wondering, would there be any additional data that would be interesting to look at when we look at artillery damage or artillery performance, especially with the track damage? Do you think it's possible to look at other module damage? Is that something that we could do?
It certainly is. I will have to put in some extra requests to our data analyst, just so we can get some data pulls on that, and something that, myself in design and even engineering give us something to kind of review. And then, I'd be more than happy to get something digestible that we can share back with the players as well.
All right.
And this was something that we said very early on, too, that we wanted to make sure, step by step in the process of RD2O, we wanted to be clear and communicate, our thoughts and direction, as well as providing any meaningful data to the players so they kind of feel very looped in.
All right. That sounds good. So, yeah, I think we discussed most of what we wanted to talk about when it came to RT. So to everyone watching, please, keep in mind that there will be more to follow on this. Takeaway is, as of now, we are not changing anything on the current artillery until the next update, the big update. But that doesn't mean, yes, it doesn't also I don't want to say anything that there will be changes to artillery. There is a possibility that changes will be made, but keep in mind that this is just our impression of what the data is showing us. And yeah. Can you pull over all DPM charts? Reload, what exactly do you mean? Do you mean a DPM chart on all tanks or only artillery, or
like a full average maybe?
Yeah, or full average? I don't know. I'm not sure if for arty. Well, we had this here. This was the average damage given chart for the top 10 artillery from tier 8 to tier 10.
Yeah, DPM, yeah. I believe we do have a dashboard for that, and that is something we can do a little bit more digging. Yeah. I'll have to ask around for that, and we can see about Sharon.
Yeah. So yeah, you can screenshot that, and all right, Ricardo, we have our own tool. This was just a screenshot that we had. So basically, this data is from the first 2 weeks of the Allegiance season and the last 2 weeks of the Awakened season. Okay. Should we now move on to the community map?
I am ready and excited.
That is always good. So I will...
Looks like our very own KB is setting ourselves up with a private room.
Yes. There we go. There we go. Get in here. Yes. Hold on. Wait, you don't have... There is no...
What's up?
I'm just currently looking, but there is no custom game from KB created at this moment. At least I don't see one.
She sent me an invite. So I'm in the lobby.
Oh. Yeah, she sent me an invite as well. There you go. All right, so what we can do? So let's just
What's the agenda?
Yeah, so the idea is that we are going to meet up in the map and just do one drive around, and you can explain what the intention of those areas are. And based on that, we're gonna give the community opportunity to provide feedback. And after that, we're gonna invite more people into this room so we can have a little bit of a battle on this map. So
sweet.
I might be... I don't know. Can you, KB? Can you switch around so I'm on the team with Bam? Thank you. All right. So we can drive in a team, and you can just explain it right from the get-go.
Sounds good. I feel like we're taking a little architecture tour.
Yes. Oh, so we started in the port. When I was driving through this, I guess these will be containers, right?
Correct.
All right.
So a little bit of history on this map. This map, believe it or not, is about 4 or 5 years old, kind of just sitting in our backlog.
Oh,
and only had a few weeks worth of playtesting amongst us internally and on the design team itself.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, back then, before we had a lot of these blockout assets, and a huge shout out to our level designer who helped import and get us with these. The players call them the Lego set blocks.
Yeah,
but they work.
Thank you. That's exactly what I thought. I was like, hey, this sounds familiar.
We didn't used to have those. And so we would be using and reusing a lot of our already in-game like assets of other buildings, props, etc. And it made it difficult to imagine a map when, say, you're put in like Eastern European buildings, but you're also at the same time thinking, no, this is more of like an American map, something maybe like port. And so when we work with the art team, there's a lot of conflict. Like, well, hold on a second. Like, what's the kind of theme we're going here? Where in the world are we in this map? Because this doesn't thematically and aesthetically align. So going more with blockouts, while it might be silly to see, it helps the imagination think about what is the possibility of what it could be. And for us in design, just define the gameplay spaces that are important. So yeah, these actually used to be all shipping containers, and our level designer did a great job just kind of mirroring what used to be all shipping containers and turning it all into just blue blocks. In fact, we actually used to have some overhead coverage here as well. If you think of the map Pilsen with those big factory warehouses,
yes,
we had some of those buildings here at the time as well. For the initial phase of the community map, we decided to pull it for now and kind of let the community, let their imagination run wild and see what they like or dislike.
So one thing when I drove through the map that I noticed is the part here on our right side. I mean, it's a huge part of the ocean. Are we maybe planning to expand this a little bit more, or is it on purpose to focus the gameplay on a smaller area, I would say? Because
that's what I'm nervous about. That was an idea we had about, like, what if this was like a war-torn city and like the water levels have dropped for whatever purposes or reasons, and we can turn that into kind of like a dunes area and some shipwrecks. The idea sounds really awesome and exciting, but it's also important to note this is a 1.2 kilometer squared map, fairly large in scale, a good size for Cold War mode, not an okay size, I will say, for mid to high tier in World War II. So if we were suddenly to open up all that water space, not only is it at a lower elevation, so most tanks out there probably won't be able to serve much impact to their team while out there, but also it's just, like you kind of said, we want to aim for more focused gameplay and keep players kind of in the spaces up here. We have a whole kind of urban environment with it's not like a maze, but there's definitely a lot of avenues and different routes players can take.
Yeah.
If the map was much more open, with more open, I mean, there is a lot of open and long sight lines, but we do divvy a lot of the urban environment and kind of the rocky sets as well. That having a whole other open area out at sea just didn't seem like a good direction to go in.
Oh, sorry.
All good.
What is a challenge for you if you look at map balance itself, because you cannot give one side a favorable hill while not giving it to the other side? So what is a challenge specifically for you when looking at game balance?
Asymmetry. Because we strive to take a map like Ghost Town. That map is essentially a mirror image, both sides, and is meant to just be a full great balance. But most maps that we like to develop, we want to make sure that you feel like you're in different areas of the map, and it's very quick to identify for the users where they are at any given time in the map, without having to even look at your grid map itself, to visualize the different aesthetics, the different landmarks, and understand that, oh, okay, I know exactly where I'm at based on my surroundings. And so I should have this kind of gameplay and this kind of advantages being in this space. And then what we try to do is mirror that, of course, to the other team to make sure they also have the same area. To that same point, to your question, how do we consider balance here? In the very early stages of this map, I will admit it was almost entirely flat. There was almost no elevation in this map before. Even where we are sitting right now, this was kind of just like a park with trees and even some more buildings. And then even on the other side in the city where we have a raised elevation, it was all flat. And in our internal play testing, it was just kind of like, it's hard to get long range shots down when everything is just kind of flat and it's such a long, large map that there was just a desire for more elevation. So that's what turned this park area into more of a raised kind of hill and mountain. And then juxtaposed to it, if I'm looking at the grid units, G3 and G4, and that whole raised urban area, that was also built up as the kind of counterpart to this area. But one area has more camouflage opportunities with the trees and the foliage, while the other has much more hard cover.
Yeah.
there is, of course, some foliage over here, just not to the same capacity as the other end.
What is your favorite part about game design itself, about map design? Like, what is it, or what kind of map type is your favorite go-to? Like, more urban? Is it desert, or, like?
I will have to agree with what we believe the players also aim with is a summer. But what we've kind of found, and why like maps like Vineyards, our very first community map, and how that kind of came to fruition, is finding the very fine balance of open fields, urban close quarter brawler environments, in a summer setting with very clear sight lines and nothing really obscuring in terms of the atmosphere.
Mm-hmm.
And I do have to agree. Like we try to think of awesome scenarios where we have like a storm or a night map, etc. And it could be fun for just versatility and variety in map design. But when it comes to actual gameplay and the success for a player that is all about, we got to win it for our team, whether or not we strive to make a map like have a thunderstorm or a desert with a sandstorm, foggier environment that could be, balanced for both teams, because both teams will have the same kind of effects applied to them.
Mm-hmm.
Overall, we've kind of learned from player feedback that it's not a great or fun experience. And so typically that's why you see a lot more open air maps like this. And we try to put more close quarter opportunities as well as open field and sight lines as well. This area in particular, and actually I want to make a call out. KB here, huge thank you, who set up the community map feedback on our Discord page. So anybody, if you're in our Discord, feel free to hop in, go into our feedback column. I am keeping an eye on it myself, and as well as the rest of the design team. And we'll, try to take an account and just read through all the comments and ideas. There was let's see, I'm going through it right now. I think it was Cobalticus, who mentioned like a more war-torn city, more debris and destruction look. And I just want to make a call out there, like where we are at right now, you can kind of see some rubble piles surrounding the area. The initial inception when we were designing this without the intent of making this a community map was in fact a war-torn like city, and a lot of the empty long stretches of road you see would have more wreckage of vehicles and building debris, etc. And that is something that in my heart would still love to see, but we'll kind of leave that up to the community how they feel. Because I also want to point out back when we used to have a lot of our war-torn variant of maps, those weren't well received. But I do argue the reason being is we did kind of plant a lot of debris that got in the way of well-known avenues and weren't, I would admit, in good gameplay, what's the word I'm looking for? Advantageous spots that can be utilized well by the player. Let's see. So we'll kind of make our way over here and start going up the upper urban area of the map here. Oh, another challenge we try to do in a lot of maps, and it's always more difficult in urban maps, is streamlining the point, going from point A to point B and making that experience kind of frictionless. And what I mean by that is urban environments are hard because a lot of cities are built with on a grid and very boxy. So going from point A to point B is a lot of zigzagging up and down streets and blocks, right? When you kind of want to go in more of a diagonal fashion, because that would be more or less the fastest route from point A to point B. We try to keep that in mind when we design maps, and this one especially in mind. You do see a lot more diagonal streets and just extra avenues that allow players that kind of flexibility to get around. And we do have maps, we'll call it like Abbey and plenty of other ones, Cliff, that have a very structured feel, that you have lanes, and in order to have success in the map itself, you want to stick with the lanes and stick with essentially the meta of the map, and there isn't really a lot of crossover opportunities. Love it or hate it, it is a gameplay space that we have intent for reasoning why it's set up that way. But we don't always want to make sure we set up every map that way. And that's what makes a map like this a little bit more special, where there isn't just lanes and we give more flexibility to the player's option and choice to go where they like and feel successful in any route they may try to take.
I see some. I probably with the water back there, I will see some people falling in there.
The little bowl area back there.
Yeah.
We got it. There's got to be some risk reward in some areas, right? That was a good high advantageous spot with some open area to, you can camp a little bit in the background, but if you need a quick getaway, just be careful not to slip down and drown into the pool below.
Yeah.
So for us in design, we kind of wanted to make this area more or less the construction zone, like an up and coming urban environment.
Like a quarry, more or less.
Yeah, like maybe a bit of a quarry, or you're starting to see the basement foundation pieces of a building being kind of put into here. And, we have some walls set up for just a quick close quarter combat zone. And we try to leave these placeholders in here to also insinuate that to the players as well.
Reminds me a little bit of Pilsen, these walls. These walls here in the beginning.
These gray blackout walls?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, we didn't go through the tunnel yet.
I actually did when I was testing it today.
This comes up quite a lot by players, and so again, this map was 4 or 5 years in the making, and we did throw a tunnel in here based on a lot of player feedback. Like, let's see how we can kind of achieve this. And we didn't want to make it just a linear, narrow thing. We added a little bit of angle to it, so there could be some contention between both the teams fighting and trying to take ownership of the tunnel. The difficulty of creating tunnels in a game like World of Tanks is, in your third-person arcade camera and being able to zoom your view out fairly far back, we want to make sure we give players enough rotation around their tanks so that the camera isn't bouncing around and giving kind of an inconvenient experience as they travel through it.
All right. Should we sorry.
Open this up to a player battle?
Yep.
I'm ready for you. Yeah, we got 1 minute on the clock here. Oh, wait! I can.
I bounced. How did I bounce? Thank you for avenging.
You.
All right, let's open this up, and then. So what
I gotta sport our new camos. Thanks, KB, for the reminder.
Yeah. What tier should we pick? I'm interested. Like the tunnel gives you an RT safe space, actually.
How about I am very curious about this because we may very possibly open this up to a full 15v15 match of players. Would love to see how a map of this scale might play on lower tiers of maybe 5 and 6.
All right, boys, get your Panzer 5 ready.
Oh wow, yeah, look, people are flooding in. We're already halfway full here. Amazing. Hey, shout out to Ricky Tikitavi. Ricky Tikitavi, sorry.
Yeah.
I see you there.
Yeah, he's gonna join basically when you will have to go. So he basically said like, hey, just jump in. So we're gonna play one battle on this map and then one battle on the new Airfield map. Or the returning Airfield map. But since we're going tier 5, you would need to change the filter for that, KB. Yeah, room is EU.
Also, I guess while we have a moment here and we're beginning to ready up, I want to thank again, there was a user in last Friday's weekly assault stream that brought to attention Karelia map was missing from Cold War map rotation.
Yeah.
I just want to shout out that this was in fact an error and was not meant to be pulled by any means. We did find it, and as of this morning, Corellia should be back in Cold War era 1 and 2 rotation.
Just gonna quickly give the Panzer 5-4 the new beautiful pink camouflage, because why not? What is the map considered to be? The community map, is it considered to be an urban map?
Yes, it would be aimed as a camo for urban, and that it should. I do apologize. I should. I feel like that is the way it is set up, but I want to double check because I know that might be important to some people who are setting up their camos.
Yeah, because I was just adding the camo and I was like, hold on a second, why am I equipping? Why am I equipping summer and winter? Isn't it an urban map? So yeah, I remembered correctly.
And we just had a conversation. I'm like, oh, I like summer maps. Like that's kind of the go-to. But I do believe, in fact, this is a urban. Hold on, I'm digging it up at the moment. It is in fact urban.
Oh, okay. Whatever. Whatever. All right.
Let's see. I'm gonna take a slower heavy. Sorry, I don't know if you guys are waiting on me. Give me a moment.
No. There is one spot free. A couple of people are not ready yet. There are 3 other skins. Yes, there are, Mr. SPG, but it's pink. Tis look good.
Yeah, you know what? I'm going with the pink. Oops. And of course I applied it to the desert. All right, that'll stick out like a sore thumb.
Pink supremacy, exactly.
All right, almost a full lobby. Fantastic.
Yeah, one more. Come on, get ready. Get your tanks set up.
Can you imagine? Well, the thought of this is actually really funny. Had we actually done the kind of architecture tour with everybody available with us, 30 tanks all driving together, like taking a look around, driving around the city map.
Imagine if we would have gotten to the point where we go through the tunnel. It would have been an absolute massacre.
Big traffic jam, yeah.
I'm really wondering if we could maybe do like a group. How do you say that in English?
I don't follow.
Like a column. Convoy, sorry, a convoy.
Oh, convoy. Okay.
Let's do a convoy through the map with like 30 people driving behind each other. And the first person who shoots someone, everybody just shoot him.
He shot first.
Yo, Superior, we're waiting for you. Oh, he left. One last person. Come on. Let's just go in. Do we fight or no? Yeah, we're just gonna do a regular fight. Let's see how normal battle. Oh, coffee cup.
In fact, this is something that we've done with previous community maps, and we will strive to do the same for this one. Is I typically would reach out with our data analysts, and we'll do a map pull of data. We'll grab the heat map. We'll kind of see where players are going to over a duration of time. Where were some like contentious spots where a lot of players got into a firefight. And very much like the way we shared the data for RE2O, it's an opportunity to also share kind of the data and takeaways for the community map as well.
I have a question.
Yes.
Would it be possible to enable this map for a weekend in the live game?
Ooh.
Because like I'm just wondering, I don't know how many people play this in custom games, but if we would be able to restrict this for, let's say, tier 8 to tier 10 for a weekend, and let's just play fight it out. I'm just wondering how how much data this would provide to us, and if we could utilize this for future tests.
Okay, here's what I'll say to that point. Is it possible? Yes. Will we do it? I'm going to say maybe. Reason being, and why we run a lot of tests like this, this map, we don't yet know if it is in fact balanced. That's where playtesting really comes in mind, and trying to keep players, their win rates, their average damages,
true, yeah.
damage standings, etc. We want to make sure we don't put a map out there that's like, oh crap, we're in this unfinished map. I do admit this map is very much incomplete. That should be pretty obvious. But there are definitely some faults in areas where, players might drop off a steep terrain dip in which is not well visually communicated. And that's just because this is all design pass. Like, our artists have yet to do any sort of pass or polish on this. And that's just part of our process. So we want to make sure that what we deliver to players in a random battle play is up to standards and understanding of what is to be expected. Now, all that being said, I can bring it to conversation and we can talk about it further, maybe after some play testing with the players like we're doing now, maybe with some balance tuning and updates that we get from this sort of data, could tell us, okay, we feel pretty confident in its current unfinished states. We can try this out for like a single weekend, restricted tiers, and random battle. I will caveat that with this is not a promise, but something that we can talk about and look into.
Would be cool. Like that would be really cool, because it would also allow people like to test different map approaches. I mean, we currently have no repair costs for custom games, so that is a thing. Oh, we're probably getting rushed here. He got me. It's a nice looking map, definitely look good for competitive. Yeah, that's good. I'm just gonna see where Bam is driving around. He's in the urban area.
I'm in the urban zone. Come hunt me in the urban zone. Oh, KB coming in hot.
She's trying to get you. Oh no, no.
The players.
No!
I should not have given away my position. Oh yeah, we're getting stormed here.
Well, Wizzy, everybody's entitled to your opinion, right? Some people say it's looks good for comp. You say it doesn't look good.
Hey, all feedback welcome. Like, what doesn't look good about it? What areas are problematic? Which do you think will not lend well to gameplay? Let us know. Like, this is the purpose of exactly what we're doing here. And reminder, again, KB set up a whole community map feedback column on our Discord.
I think
so
somebody
shoot anything there.
I think somebody. I think our AMX glitched into the wall.
Uh-oh. Let's see. Whoa. Oh, hello.
Wait. Wait.
Well, there's one way to avoid KB.
Yeah, but KB can't shoot him because he's in the Oh no. Oh, he's out. He's out.
Oh, he survived that fall too. Very good. Oh no.
Get KB, please get him. Oh.
Oh, that's too funny. And there's a perfect example why we don't throw it directly into random battle yet. Hey, congrats to Max Zilla in 1998 for top MVP.
Yeah, he also got me. So, all right. I think... So we don't need to go into Airfield. I think we will cover that with Ricky because I don't want to take too much of your time.
Sure.
But we already got like 95% covered of what we wanted to talk about. And, Airfield is something that the players can experience by themselves anyway, since it's in our regular rotation from today on. I'm gonna get back to you regarding the 1 month numbers on artillery.
Yes, please.
And let's keep this as a conversation. And let's get back to the community map. Maybe let's just say in 2 weeks, 3 weeks, when we are closing in on the next update, so we can look at the heat map and what we might be able to change, or what we are looking at, what needs to be changed, so everybody has enough time. And yeah,
absolutely.
I really thank you for doing this today with me.
It was a ton of fun. Thank you for having me on board.
I'm always happy to do that with you, because like talking about the numbers is very important to me, and at least letting everyone know that we're still looking into that. It is still considered to be a test, and these kind of things are always nice. All right. Is there anything else from your side, Bam?
I'll throw out a huge thank you to all the players, to those of you that participated today. Really appreciate it. Feedback very welcome on the community map. And then also a thank you for everything in the feedback regarding RD2O. We know, love it or hate it, we know this might not be the most ideal situation to experience, but we do appreciate everybody's tolerance and their continued support as we move forward.
All right. Well, thank you, Bam. And guys, don't forget, he will be streaming on Friday as well, together with Taxus. So tune in there when it is again the weekly developer stream. Besides that,
I'll be there.
Thank you, Bam, and have a nice rest of your day.
You too. Take care, everybody.
Thank you
again.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
All right. So now I'm gonna close that. And we are going to jump in. We're going to jump into the call with KB and the second guest for today. Drum roll, Mr. Ricky Tikitave. Hello, are you here? Is this thing on? Hello.
Can you hear me?
Yes, perfectly.
Excellent.
Working.
It is working.
First time.
And people can hear KB as well. What a surprise.
It worked.
It works. All right, so now we're going to take a look at Airfield. Of course, everybody is still welcome to stay in this lobby. We're gonna. Are you still in there, Ricky?
Yeah, I am.
Okay, I guess we're playing tier 8.
Okay.
I guess we're playing tier 8, and I have absolutely no idea what I'm supposed to play. Yes, Brett, this is the EU server. Oh no, we can hear KB. Shady.
I was looking at stuff.
Shady. You know what?
Remember, I have the power to ban you in Twitch chat.
Oh no, run. Wait, why no arties? Okay, why no arties?
So we'd end up with 15v15 artillery.
Oh, you don't want to get
at least have a proper match before we go into an arty part.
You don't want to get one shot. Oh yeah, you can't get one shot anymore. True. I don't know what to play, to be honest.
This is why I need a randomize button.
That was something I thought the other day, because I did try to play the competitive map on my stream, and balancing the teams was a problem. So if there was a activate matchmaker balancer...
Don't you just need to randomize And it balances the teams out?
No, it just randomizes.
Oh. Alright. Yeah, shuffle. Is KB sick? I think she has a very, very slight cold at the moment, but not.
No, it's only a slight one. It's not stopping me doing anything.
Yeah, it's the same for me. Like, I've been in and out of a cold for the last 3 to 4 weeks, and I just can't seem to get rid of it. It's super annoying. No balance logic is applied. No balance logic is applied. Oh, Mr. SPG, that would be maybe something cool for the future. I mean, Sedated Sith, if you get one shot by an arty at this stage, right now,
You're unlucky.
you are very unlucky, because then you're probably just ammo racked.
Remember which hills you can't drive down.
Alright. Yeah, not that you die again, KB.
Yeah, let's not do that again.
Oh, sorry. Sorry, good sir. Sorry, Mr. Kanonjak Panzer 105. I didn't want to... I promise, I didn't want to ram you. Where is it? Sorry.
Oh my goodness, it's been a long time since I've seen all this. Oh, this is amazing.
Long time ago. After 10,000 years, we finally witness the might of Airfield. Again.
Back when I was young.
Pepper, remember when this was a thing? Pepperbridge Farm remembers. Uh-oh.
Well, Ricky lasted long.
I will admit, this is the second time I've played World
What have
War
I
II
done?
this
What
year.
have I done? Oh my god, what have I done? So, Airfield is still, I didn't mean to do that. I was watching chat, guys. I was watching chat! I did an oopsie.
That excuse earlier. I genuinely forgot which hills I could, drive down.
Alright. So I thought, I didn't mean to go that deep as a lighting. Do we get it on Cold War? Yes, David, we do. There are a lot of recovery wishes for you right now, KB, so I hope you do get well very soon. Oh, Shady's playing the Astron Rex.
That went well. No, it's just a little bit of a head cold, nothing to worry about.
Oh, you played the Spitok. Sorry, you played the SHPTK. The Spitok. For
Is
some...
it available up to Era 3?
It is?
Yeah, it is.
Oh wow. Okay.
This is gonna be interesting, especially like the hill on the like C2 hill with True Vision. Ho ho ho! This is gonna be funny. It's an Orthrus.
Yeah, we'll just see how it plays.
Bisonte, Patriot. For all errors, yes, for all errors. Super serious team play.
At that, I'm gonna make us all play Artie next.
Oh no, really? One light, all arty? You and me are gonna be the light tanks? Everybody else is picking arty? And we just have to run around and, we are not allowed to fire at each other? We are not allowed to fire at each other, but the enemy team is supposed to hit us. That would be super funny.
Take out an Era 3. I want to see what this is like at that level.
On Arrow 3?
Yeah.
ATGMs down the runway? Yeah, David, I tried it earlier with the BMP3. It works, kinda. You have the visibility on the left side of the runway, but it depends on the gun depression that your tank has, because some make it...
wasn't very good for it.
But also, if you're going to sit at one end of the runway and allow an ATGM to reach you,
I mean, yeah, that is...
you're just
yeah.
you're not playing it right.
Yeah, that is another point.
It is a runway, it's a big open space, but if anyone actually hits an ATGM shot, it's because they either got lucky or the other person's just not playing it right. I don't think that's going to be much of a problem.
Should we do like you and me are playing light tank and everybody else artillery, KB? You want to try that?
I'm down for that. I'm down for that.
Which tier?
Let's just do tier 8. What is a very fast tier 8 light tank?
Vanguard.
Oh yeah, Vanguard, true. The smallest one. Oh, I didn't even have a commander equipped on my T33kanne because it was taken off of the tank. Good to know. Oh.
Everybody else pick artillery.
This is gonna be funny.
Going to end badly. Probably for me.
There's many calls to buff the M1A2 armor.
This is going to be so dumb. This is going to be so dumb.
You need everybody picking artillery on.
Yeah.
It is possible people don't have tier 8 artillery.
That is quite possible. If that's the case, if people don't have an artillery, they pick a light tank as well, but don't.
Then we can shuffle teams.
Yeah, and don't fire at each other. Oh god, this is going to be so dumb.
How you're setting a commander up for it, and I'm just like, right, that's my French one. I'm chucking him in. It'll do.
I didn't even have any commander equipped on it, so I'm just gonna wait. Airfield is a desert map.
Yes.
Just gonna slap on the pink camo.
I like to encourage as many Cold War players as possible to use the pink camo. It makes it very easy for me to see you. Please.
Airfield is a plain map. Wow, jelly man, that is big brain. So you can.
Face palming at that comment.
RT can fire, yes, RT can fire, but the light tanks are not supposed to fire at each other and not intentionally ram each other, because that takes the fun away. So your goal is basically to reach the enemy RT line, or should we just, last man standing?
Last man standing.
Okay. Rules. Let's make the rules. Last man standing, all the light tanks meet at the airfield, at the runway. All right? We just basically circle each other and try to avoid the enemy RT fire. And last man standing wins.
Is RT allowed to move?
Yes, RT is allowed to move.
All right, so barrage mode, go to the runway, shotgun everyone.
Oh, come on. Another rule, if the RT is visible for the light tanks, you are free to be fired at by the light tanks. All right, so don't get too close to the enemy light tanks. Big Brother making the rules up to the game that he made up. Well, I mean, as long as it's fair for everyone. As long as it's fair for everyone. I don't make the rules to benefit it only for me. No, so you can't YOLO RT. The light tank is not allowed to fire at the RT as long as you don't, as long as the RT is not near the airfield. And hey, I mean, I'm on the receiving end. I play a light tank, so duh. Yo, Magic Cactus, ready up. Good sir, ready up. Can you kick the last player that just joined, Gaby?
Mm-hmm.
Thank you. Let's go.
Are we good? Are we even? Right, we're going.
Yeah.
Probably as even as we can get it.
Yeah. Let's get Twitch drops for console. Why isn't this a thing? I would love to get it, man. But to be absolutely honest, there's so much more to it that would need to be... Oh, there's a Scorpion. There is a lot of... Sorry for getting sidetracked, but there's a lot of more stuff to it that needs to be additionally developed by dev side.
Don't even remember how I have.
Ah! What are you doing? Let me pass, guys.
Go that way. Go that way. Go that way.
Oh no! Why
If I
is
go that way, it's safe.
why is the artillery moving into the middle? Oh no! I don't like this.
Oh my god! So much artillery fire. Ah!
You're not even spotted yet. Hey!
Doesn't mean that I can't try and.
Hold on a
blind
second.
fire.
What are these guys doing?
Hey, no shooting! Oh, that's artillery alert. Run.
Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! Welcome to hell!
Ow!
Wait, how did you get hit?
The artillery that's in the middle of the map that's now chasing me. Why is everybody aiming for me?
Hey!
Some of you off my fatigue, please.
Get this guy! Oh no 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 no! Stop firing! Dude, this is even more challenging to avoid everyone here. There is a lonely guy sitting. Hey, Panda, what are you doing, man? This is what. Oh, half pipe. Let's go. All right, let's put SGX Panda on our list for someone to never ever participate in any giveaway again. Oh god, I just screwed myself. Yeah.
Yes, well done, team.
Everybody, let's remember that name. Looks like Demolition Derby. Exactly. And that's what you call a party. What are you doing, Ricky? What have you... What did you do?
I went exploring.
Got bored.
I was playing it like it was Sunset Coast. I went all the way down the K line thinking I could come back up, but you can't. That's the dead end down there. I forgot.
Well,
Come on, team. I've got them lit up. Come on. Oh!
hey! And you got hit. Well, Panda is a hero? No, Panda is a party pooper. That's what you don't do. Actually, where is he? Just trying to write that down. Doo-doo-doo.
Now it's just arty on arty.
Did he really? All right. Good to know. Good to know.
Come on, team. You can still win this.
I command all artists to the airfield right now.
Damn.
Well, you tried, Mr. Headless Guy. I love it how everybody picked the equalizer.
Part of Army's clan. There's quite a few names I reckon.
Oh! Mr. Maxilla got hit pretty bad.
Ouch.
Oh, someone is trying to shoot at Maxilla, but oh, he's being aimed at right now.
Come on, team.
Oh, that was a close call.
Oh, magic cactus.
Oh,
God.
come on. You can survive. Run away. Aww.
Yes, we win.
All right. One more regular battle, where I actually survive a little bit longer.
MD?
Yeah, T10. Let's just do a T10. Ricky, how was your New Year? Have you been doing anything special over New Year's Eve?
Ooh.
Have you been partying?
No, I had the flu.
Oh.
My wife had it before Christmas, then I caught it off her. I had it during Christmas and all the way through to New Year. And I think today is the first day where I've properly...
Damn.
Today's the first day I haven't had a coughing fit, which is quite nice.
Oh, well.
So that was my New Year, but well, Christmas and New Year, but I did what I could. Played plenty of tanks and
It's good.
Streamed
decision.
most of it.
Yeah.
That was good.
Yeah, I had a flu over Christmas. That's why I stayed at home. I just didn't want to visit my parents and basically infect them with what I had, and it was better than like shortly before New Year.
Yeah.
And yeah, like now since a week, it's like it's not fully back, but you know this when you have like your nose is drizzly and your throat is aching, all that stuff.
Yeah.
It's just annoying.
Yeah, it wasn't how I planned to spend Christmas or New Year, but
Yeah.
no, it was what it was. It was. I still enjoyed the break though. I still
Yeah.
had a good time.
Well, that's good to hear. We still have a couple of open slots to anyone watching the stream. Please join the community stream room. We are on EU playing T10. Oh, M47 Iron Arnie.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. Oh no, I didn't want to.
Show off Arnie tanks.
Whoopsie, I didn't want to leave. I totally forgot that.
Imagine leaving. Just imagine.
Wait.
Hmm?
My Arnie commander was okay. Ah, it's because I played it in the last stream. Ah, okay, yeah. On the Arnie stream, I played the Object 261. And I moved the Arnie commander on it. All right, everybody, ready up your tank. Oh, Type 5 heavy. That's also a good choice. But a bad choice for...
That pink camo on it.
Yeah, especially with the pink camo on it. Wait, our team is gonna win? Yeah, we have more Arnie tanks.
Makes me want to change my Arnie.
KB going tryout with the WZ111 QL. Yeah.
That's not going try hard. That's
It is a good.
That,
it is a good tank.
that's just picking a tank that already was set up.
Yeah.
That's how we're going with this. It's like, is that tank set up? Does it have a commander in it? Right, we'll go with it.
Ricky, question to you.
Yeah.
Do you have any specific plans for 2023 with your channel? Is there anything special that you had in mind?
Ooh, if I can hit 5k subs in 2023, that would be good, because I'm just about coming up to 4k.
You're at 4k right now?
Just under. I think I'm about 75 under.
Everybody who's watching the stream right now, go sub to Ricky if you haven't done already.
I'm finding the channel link. There
Yeah.
we go. I've got it.
I appreciate that.
5k?
Yeah, if I can hit 5k by Christmas, that would be awesome.
Let's say 10k. Let's aim for the stars, dude.
Yeah, well, if we could hit 10k, that would be awesome, because I have wanted to do a couple of charity live streams, but on YouTube you can't do a charity live stream through YouTube unless you've got 10k subs. So having 10k would help me achieve another channel goal.
All right.
But yeah, apart from, I'd like to improve the quality of my streams.
Any specific things in mind? Any, like, do you want to get a new microphone? Do you want to get a green screen? Or do you have a green screen, right?
No, I've just got the PS5 camera. That's what I use, and
okay.
It does have a setting where you can it automatically cuts out the background, but it doesn't work very well.
Okay. Yeah, it's like any filter on Teams or so. Yeah, or Zoom.
Oh, we're ready.
Yeah, let's go. I guess so. The best stream setup is like external hardware, like a laptop or a PC where you can have a capture card in it, because of the quality and the ability it gives you to be more flexible with your setup. So
yeah. I do have a PC that could do it, but the problem I've got is when I'm platooning and I'm chatting with people, the in-game chat won't. I don't think it goes through whatever system I'd have on the PC. So that's the reason why I haven't been doing it.
if you would do it via a capture card, it should, because everything is being recorded by the capture card, like every game sound, every discussion that you have in game. It's probably more a setting of to. Oh, sorry.
I need to look into that then.
I see so many targets, so many abilities. Yeah, I love the Arnie Commander. I absolutely love the Arnie Commander.
He's very good.
Yeah.
The only cruise I use at the
Before
moment.
Christmas, we were talking about the Arnie stream, Ricky, and how many different sort of skins you could have for that one commander.
Oh yeah, you were for that. You were there for that stream, but there was we could have countless different 3D skins for Arnold, like
The Terminator one, yeah.
Yeah.
But keep in mind, like all of the characters that he played, we would need to get licensing for that.
Yeah.
So the one that we have is basically him himself with his licensing. So we are the only title from the wargaming games that have him as a 3D commander.
Okay.
No other game has that.
Just go to his Instagram and be like, oh, okay, he's wearing black shorts and a blue t-shirt. There's a skin.
Yeah. I don't want to go to the airfield because there's 100% like an Tehran sitting in the back.
It is. I've already seen him once.
He's probably aiming at me. Oh, I've been
Shot by one. Oh, there's Ricky. Running off. Yes, please leave me alone.
I'm just trying to control
all right.
my tank.
Good that I'm not able to shoot at the chieftain, but he can shoot at me.
Damn, type 5 in its pink camo.
Well, at least you know where it is. You can see it.
Ricky wants to have more giveaways to attract new viewers. Please, Wargaming giving him the funds. Oh, he has giveaways that he can.
Yeah, I haven't done my giveaway for this month actually. I still need to do that.
Yeah.
Oh my word, these. I cannot get used to this mode.
Yes, you did go quite heavy into the Cold War, didn't you?
Yeah, I haven't played a competitive World War II game this year.
He'll live.
Oh. The gravity in this mode is very different as well. I'm expecting my tank to hit the ground and it's not, it's just floating in the air, it would seem.
Knock knock, who's there? Joe who? Joe Mama. I'm sorry, but it's just knock
I'm
knock.
dying over since this comment in chat. Apparently people don't turn up to his streams for him, they turn up for the cats.
Oh, the cat commander, yeah.
Rare.
Some people. Well, it's funny because when you put it in the armadillo or the FV1,
Oh no!
it's just constant.
Oh no!
Hissing and spitting. So some people love it, and some people are like no. I mean, I've had comments of people saying, "Don't play that commander because my cat in my house is freaking out."
I wonder if that's what Sinister has to do. Avoid playing the cat commanders, otherwise his own cats go nutty.
Yeah. No, it's only occasionally I play those because the cute little meows. I think, oh, that's adorable, and then you do something and it's hissing at you, and I'm like, what have I done?
Can you
do anything?
Can you do a cat juggling stream? Well, I can juggle, but I don't have cats, so probably not.
And even if you did, would you want to juggle with them?
Well, you could probably do that for 2-3 seconds until they claw your arm out.
What do we want next?
Era 3.
Era 3? Okay, let's do Era 3. But there will be probably a couple of people leaving the lobby.
No. I know which one I will play. I will play my pink era.
Wait, you didn't? Did you restrict?
No.
Did you restrict Tank Destroyer?
No. Yeah, it should still be on. Double check. Yeah. Hold on.
Am I?
Are you thinking about the Object 120 that's
No, that's
Era 2?
yeah, but there is. Oh yeah, I'm okay. I
Type
don't.
89.
I don't have the
You
type.
haven't brought
No,
it,
I
that's
haven't
fine.
bought it because I was like, where is my Type 89? Huh. I guess
like
I
Type 89.
yeah, it's a good tank, but I think there's only one one choice to be made. Is should I take the BMP3 or the should I just go Leopard? Leopard.
I think this is going to be really good for heavies and a struggle for lights.
Most likely, yeah. I'm surprised. Oh, just a cone.
Oh.
Hello there, good sir. And Mr. Nice Guy Tally. Not so nice all the time, but he's a pretty nice guy. No, just kidding. He is a nice guy. I see Poppenheims as well. I see you.
Did you know that?
Did you know?
As of Friday, Just a Cone was the only person to get a Kolbanov's medal in the new SHPTK.
In the Spituk?
Mm-hmm.
Damn, impressive.
It was one of our shoutouts on Friday's stream.
I remember somebody saying in chat that once we switch to Cold War, everybody will leave. Well,
It's a pretty full lobby, I will admit.
chokes on
no.
you.
You can leave. Don't need your type in Cold War anyway.
I'm everybody I left. Oh, come on, shady man. Hello, Mr. Blind Dog. Blind Wild Dog. Hello. Yes, everything is well so far. 2023 is going great. Come on, guys. Ready up. T72BU. T72BU. Also, there is one thing that we can hint, because I know that Mr. SPG hinted it today in Discord, because we saw a question about Cold War matchmaking. And as you guys know, we do have the pass matchmaker for World War II mode, which was enabled around one update prior. It was with the Awakened update, right? No, it was even before that.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah.
Around August.
And there is going to be a test very soon to apply the pass matchmaker on Cold War, which basically mirrors then the classes perfectly, you know. So not that there's not going to be an unbalance anymore. I think that's going to be very interesting for you, Ricky, because you are mainly Cold War player.
Mm.
So I'm looking for the forward to the feedback from you specifically.
Was that balancing, equaling the vehicle types?
Yes, it mirrors basically all
Like
the
fire.
internal battle tiers, and it tries to match the classes with +1, -1. So you know, you have like era 2, but that you have bottom era, mid, and top era, so that this is being perfectly mirrored as well. So you don't have the situation where you have maybe like 5 or 6 top era 3 tanks on one side, but only 1 or 2 on the other side.
All right.
Yeah.
When's that going live?
Pick a tank.
Come on, Tank Lord, pick a tank. Oh, he left. Nah, let's just go. It should be
Going.
fine.
Going.
When's that matchmaker going live?
2 weeks.
2 weeks. Okay.
So, I mean, 1.5 weeks around. Like, it's going to go live if everything, if everything is as planned and the test happens as it is supposed to be, you should get the information next Tuesday's stream at latest. So next week we can say for sure, or even this Friday stream. But it is planned to happen in 1.5 weeks over the weekend until server reset, as all the matchmaking tests have been happening.
Okay, all right. Well, I'll keep an eye out for it then.
Yeah. I mean, we will be announcing it on our stream. Oh, wow, that could be dangerous here if you don't spot this. Wait, am I don't think I'm supposed to go here.
I used to go there in mediums quite often, although that was the old World War II.
There are people not being fired at here. I thought I would be able to spot him here. Oh, I have smoke. I'm actually sorry.
Oh, someone's not happy.
Oh, that guy rushed me.
Ew. Ricky, did you just? Why have I had my turret popped off today by an ATGM?
Wait, did you get... Where the hell are these shells coming from? It's from up there.
That ATGM wasn't even meant for you. It's meant for the T.
Did you just...
the T72 behind you?
Did you get ammo wrecked?
Yes.
All part of the fun, isn't it?
I was trying to get an angle on this guy, but... How am I being ammo-wrecked all the time, man? Like, what's going on? It's the second time in this battle. Oh, whoa, good sir. What are you doing? I honestly haven't played. Oh.
Ah. Nope. Excuse me.
All I want.
Help!
And team, please.
Stop! No! Go away,
Go on,
Telly!
Telly. Go on,
Oh, god damn it!
Oh shit! Oh, I got him anyway.
Please get Telly for me.
Uh-oh. No.
Aw, okay. Thank you, Coffee. Careful, the Challenger 2 on your left sees you.
Ooh.
Oh, that was close. Ah, No, Mr. Reload, there is not going to be any giveaway today. Oh, I didn't have a commander equipped. Well.
Ben's bed.
TJ, I didn't ignore your question, but as you might know, as someone who pays attention to the chat and plays at the same time, attention spans can vary. And we have answered these questions many times in the past, that there are no plans or intentional plans for ranked mode to come back at this moment. As it was. There are no plans at all. There you go. Question answered.
Are we going Era 3 again, or?
Oh, Era 1.
Era 1?
Oh no! Oh no! I know exactly what you're gonna play.
What?
Oh no!
Where's my baby?
I know what I'm thinking of playing, and I think I know exactly what's going to happen to me. I'm going to kill myself because there are so many cliffs, jumps.
Perfect. Oh, you did not pick that tank destroyer, did you?
Of course.
Please don't blow me up. I ask really nicely, will you not blow me up?
Yeah, you're right, Mr. SPG. You're absolutely right. You are so damn right.
I want to ping 3 as well. Be a really good call.
But do I want to expose myself like this in...
Yes. Do.
I mean, if we play True Vision, let's go. Use some of that dirty gold. Which dirty gold? It's, for me, you know, it's a press account. LSWV. And you know that. Like, it's...
Have you just made your shit barn pink?
Yes. To make it super obvious for people that I'm shooting at them.
So pretty.
I mean, if I could, I would slap a freaking sign next to it like, hey, I'm here! Shoot me! Lots of people enjoyed ranked battles. I don't know. I've heard a lot of comments against it as well. That it was frustrating and grindy as how it used to be.
Everybody's got a tank. Let's go.
I think Steve's got a fair question though. Can the consumables be sold for silver at some point in the future? That would be cool.
Guess. Oh my god, there are so many pink heavy 405.
Mr. SPG, what did you do?
I honestly don't know because
Another pink. No, remember, I do have a green Tyran 5.
wait, I didn't bring any HE rounds. No, I didn't bring any HD rounds. Oh, never mind. I have hash. I'm dumb. I'm actually dumb.
Right, my tracks will absorb your hash. Oh, there's a green tank over there.
Oh no.
I see. This is playing more like what World War II used to be.
Oh yeah.
I'm such an idiot, guys. I'm such an idiot. I forgot I have smoke equipped.
Again.
Yes. Oh man, I was hoping that this guy was going back up.
Boom. I really need to stop playing so aggressively.
Don't do that.
Somebody's getting fired from there. Ooh. Yeah. Yeah.
Ooh. Hello.
Hello. I just got hit for 1,500. Let's go.
Oops. Headless, did you
Headless, what happened there?
Yeah, that was I'm just gonna ram Ricky and kill myself at the same time.
I mean, can't blame him. It gets rid of one of you. I mean, after that rocket up my tank's arse, then you know what? Good on him. Well done. Thank you for the payback for me.
Oh! Did I actually hit someone?
Hit and killed somebody.
Oh, there is a... There was a pink... Mr. Poppenheims, are you stream sniping? Mr. Super Batman just said hi to him with that heavy breathing POV. I'm sorry. I need to change the microphone position. It's just because the microphone was under my nose. Oh, okay. Well, well, well. I think it's gonna be very interesting on this map. I guess we would need to get back to you, Ricky, next week to tell us your experience in Cold War, if you experience it in random battles a bit more.
Yeah, well, I'm gonna stream after we're done here. I'm gonna stream and see if we see it, see if we find it.
All right, so let's just do the transition then. You can start your stream, and we're just gonna send everyone to your YouTube stream then. Okay. Because we're very close to the end anyways, so I'm just gonna give you like a couple of minutes. How long do you need?
5 minutes.
All right. So thank you as always for being here, Ricky, as a guest. You're always welcome. You know that. And yeah, I think if you would like to next week to join the stream, so we can talk a little bit about the map itself, about Airfield, and I know that you're mainly a Cold War player, right? So it wouldn't.
Yeah.
it wouldn't probably make that much impact to talk with you about the artillery situation, but it would be nice to get your opinion on it either way.
I have played artillery since it came out, and
yeah,
my understanding was that damage was nerfed.
Yeah.
And my first game, I think I one banged a waffle at tier 10. I thought, well, that this damage nerf is working.
Yeah.
But yeah, I haven't played World War II at all.
I mean, in the big picture, what we can see is that through the bank, the damage got lower. So again, we would just need to see how we fine tune it. There are, of course, and I talked with Bam about this off stream, of course, when we discussed all of this. And something to note for this is that when we were talking about win rate, I said that win rate in general, in my opinion, is not a good way to look at balancing because there are so many more factors in it. I mean, win rate shows us the great picture of how a tank performs in the great scheme, But I then basically asked him, how does it look with module damage? Because we see a lot of HE complaints. Because, I mean, artillery always used AGE, and the problem with AGE is that not only the direct damage that you're getting, which has been reduced, but the module damage, which is unchanged. So we reduced the reload, which makes the RT fire faster. We haven't changed the function of how HE works, but the damage, but still modules have no changed HP. So, no, James, RT 2.0 was not a buff. So I discussed it with many players who heavily disagree and some who agree, that they said it is good as it is and it is bad as it is. So there are players who say RT is now unplayable. I personally disagree. There are people who say RT is too strong. I personally, disagree. And now it's just at the point, as Mr. SPG is saying right now, where we need to fine-tune it. I personally agree that the HP pool that it has now is too much. I agree that the module damage it inflicts in the moment is too much, at the point where it is just becoming annoying. If you would be able to take this away to make it... Because, and I discussed it with KB yesterday, where we said, did we accidentally implement a stun mechanic? Where we said, because yeah, and I was looking at the data because I asked Bam about this, and he said, that is a good question. We would need to look at it. And then he shared the track damage data with me, and I was like, oh damn. And he saw it for the first time himself, and he was like, oh damn. So, if we could somehow tune this, and then on top of that, be able to implement what he was saying, the matchmaking restriction. Not really a restriction itself, but like a rule that tries to force one artillery per team, I would be happy. I would be so happy. So those are the two main, or let's say, top 3 issues right now with artillery, in my opinion. Number 1, the module damage. That is number 1 for me. The consistent knockout of crew, of modules, of tracks. Number 2, matchmaking. And number 3, the HP. While I don't really care about enemies' artillery HP, like honestly, I don't care. If I play a light tank or a medium tank, it's just more damage for me. But I honestly don't care that much about the reload and the accuracy. I personally think that the HE damage itself is the bigger problem here. And that is something to look at it individually from there on then, that some artillery's performance in terms of AP damage is just too strong. Because some artilleries have a really, really good AP damage. But yeah.
Mr. SPG also raises a good point. you reduce countdown to 1 per battle, is the module damage then going to bounce back out because there's only one of them shooting at you per game?
I still think yes, because if you... I personally think yes. I personally think that the consistency of the HE and how HE works itself is just... it's just too much.
Does wargaming consider artillery to be imbalanced?
No.
Because this artillery conversation is as old as the game itself.
No.
And I think, well, I mean, I don't play World War II. I don't have the problem in Cold War. It doesn't bother me. So people's opinions on it have no bearing on my enjoyment of the game. But it does, to me, it seems like this is never going to end.
Of course.
This conversation is wargaming. You can do RT 2.0, 3.0, 15.0, 102.0. It's never going to end. And
of
I
course,
like Cold War because we
but
don't have this problem.
yeah, but you know, we can get to a point. We can get to a point where, I mean, we will never be able to agree with everyone. Like, you will, in this position, in the game like this, you will never be able to please every single player with one content. Never. So, but it is a matter of, you know, noise that we get and generate. And when we look at, and that's why Bam was talking about this previously, when we had the 1 artillery per team, we had a huge increase of positive noise, you know, like in hyphens, noise, across our social media. And that is just something that is ringing like an alarm of, hey, this is a direction where we need to go, where we are able to get a majority of players who are negative towards a certain content and change their sentiment to a positive one. Like, it's, I know that with artillery we will always have this discussion, that there will always people who have a bad game and they are extremely emotional about it, or, you know, they care about it and they had like a game where they get, because 3 artillery per games will still happen with this change in a very, you know, bad situation if the matchmaker fails. So that's, you know, you will always have these special games where something happens, or you get one shot by a Tehran or by an FE 4005, where you complain about this. So it's, you know, like when I discussed this whole thing, when we looked at the stats with Bam, that's why we kicked off the discussion on the HE damage, and that they are specifically looking into that. Because even if we adjust the matchmaker and force 1 artillery per game, and that's for you, Mr. SPG, and you still have the situation where you end up in a 2 or 3 artillery per game match, the module damage will still be the same. So, yeah. Wait, does social media play RT? I thought only Twitch and YouTube viewers play World of Tanks.
Well, I mean, if you want to take a look at socials, just look at one of our CAs, Iggy. He runs and owns one of the largest groups on Facebook.
Yeah.
Well, I'm going to have to head off.
Yes.
I've got folks waiting my end.
Yep. You start streaming. Thank you for tuning in, Ricky. I'm happily welcoming you next week again. And so you can leave. I'm gonna hold the viewers like for 5 more minutes or 3 more minutes, whenever you need, and we just share the stream and tell them to go to your channel once it's live. Okay? Is that a deal?
Cool. That's a deal. I appreciate it. Thank you very much.
All right. Thank you, Ricky. See you next week.
See you next week. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. So I also, and I'm sorry that I didn't provide that question to Bam, but I didn't want to go off topic into a longer discussion, because I know how important marks of excellence are for you. And I know that we had a lot of discussions about this. it's funny that we have this duality in the Twitch chat that previously people were complaining about how they are. And now, for example, LSW is saying, nice, marks of excellence changing. It's so refreshing. Now, I know that this might be sarcasm, but, and there have been, I know that Mr. SBG is participating in so many discussions on Discord about marks of excellence. Yeah, it is sarcasm. Well, thank you, good sir. Keep it to yourself. Sunset Coast is too small for Cold War, so is Airfield. Well, we see.
We can always, if we need to, bring Airfield down just to see only, say, the first era, or if absolutely needs be, it can come out completely. It's not that hard for us to change what maps see which eras and tiers. It's one of them. It's like when Cold War first launched and we still had maps like Proc that saw Era 2. They were taken out of that rotation because they were just too unbalanced. Not something that can't happen in the future.
I mean, LSW, what would you change when it comes to marks of excellence? Besides saying that it needs to be changed, do you have a suggestion to it? Yeah, the ZS63 is probably one of the hardest one to earn. I don't recall all the discussion because we had this down 6 months ago or so, where we prepared a message on it, the old versus the new system, and there is no old versus new system. It's just that the calculation was adjusted from what I know. I would need to go into detail again because it's just. But that's something to discuss another stream because that would take too long if we start this discussion now. But just saying that you need it to be changed without suggesting something is not doing anything. Like, if you look at everything that happened before 6.0 and then things that have been added after 6.0, as Mr. SPG is saying, damage went up, accuracy went up through the commander effects, and so on. And as he said, if it means that a tank is hard to mark, it means that the average player on this specific tank is just good. Because the marks of excellence in a tank is calculated on, now, Mr. SPG, correct me if I'm wrong, but for the last 2 weeks of performance, right? Yeah, 2 weeks. So if only the best players play, for example, the ZS63, which is proven to be played by some of the best players, getting a gold mark on it is extremely difficult if the average player that plays this tank is an exceptional player. So you would need to perform on the same level as these exceptional players. Anyways, let's share the link of Ricky's stream in the chat. Please, everyone, go to Ricky's stream and tune in. Have a nice evening. And yeah, see you next week. Don't forget to tune in to Friday's stream. Bye-bye, guys.